Crafty here. Week 6, we're talking about photos. So I'm sorry, I'm gonna be hopefully not get you too sick and move around too much. But I just wanted to show you first quick how my photos are and kind of what my plan is, and then after I get them organized, I will go through with you like what I all did. So currently, I have these lovely books. They're called Groove Book. They were a random thing I saw on Shark Tank once, and I fell in love with it. I love it. They actually got bought by Snapfish or Shutterfly. I can't remember at the moment. But basically, you take the photos on your phone, and every month you get 100 pictures, and it's really cheap. It was like $3.99. I can't remember if that's the cost right now. So the actual physical quality of like the actual paper they're on is not the greatest, but it's archival safe. It's going in my scrapbook. The pictures are the same quality that I took on my phone. So I have a ton of those. So what I have done so far is these are my 2014 ones. Yes, this is how far behind I am. I have 2015 and some other random photos in this thing. And I'll move this. I'm going to organize this a little bit better and maybe put these ones away and just work what's on this. But this is going to be my bin that's on my desk for what I want to work on. And when it's empty, then I refill it. That is my goal. Unless I find something or I'm doing a challenge for something that I know specifically I have a photo for. But my goal is to try to work through my photos and get them done. So I think I'm going to put these 2014s away right now and just work on the 2015s because that's the one I've made the most dent in of the stack. So that is where like photos that I'm working on is going to go, and any loose ones. I also currently, since I pulled all of the things out, I have some photos sitting there. I have some photos in there. I have some photos in there. So I need to consolidate all my little places I have photos. I have photos in that thing. I need to consolidate all my places I have photos, and my goal is to put it all in here because this is organized. It's got tabs you can do by year, event, whatever, and it's relatively empty because I worked on a bunch of other projects using this thing, so I think I have plenty of room in there. We will see. That is my goal though. So I have that, and then the rest of those Groove Book things are all in that big I don't know if they call them irises, but a little purple tote, that purple tote under there, which is not full, which is good. So my goal is to have photos in that because I like keeping those Groove Book flip books in that thing because of how sturdy it is and it's one place. So I want to get all my photos in there or in there. That's my goal. And I also have that accordion folder thing that might even get tossed if I don't end up using it. But if I need to use that as well, I will. But yeah, I kind of have photos everywhere at the moment. So let's see what I can figure out. So week 6, I saw my little intro kind of. So week 6 is photos and negatives. I think I might have accidentally said week 5 because I filmed that when I was kind of getting started organizing, and I've organized to a point. Now, if you are following along in the scrapbook.com classes, they make a point to tell you, don't try to do this all in one week. You might not get it done depending on how many photos you have. I am definitely someone, because I took a big break while I was in college and stuff, got married, had a kid, like I hadn't been scrapbooking regularly at all. So I am very behind. And that's a lot of life events that have happened since I kind of started in general. So this lovely case is actually full of just the last 6 years. So I'm going to open this. Sorry about that. And so it is full of all these Groove Book things. So I have a ton of these. Some of them there's a lot of duplicates in there, or some of them there's like multiple of each photo different. So I'm not going to use every single photo that's in these. But so this is the last 6 years. Now, until just the beginning of this year, 2019. So I have this. This is where all these are going to stay because they all fit in here. They're all organized by year at the moment in their little piles. And so I'm going to keep them this way. I kind of gathered them all in and put them in here because what I'm going to do, my plan is to start, because now I'm kind of organizing my space and organizing my photos and figuring out where everything is, which in this process, I also found photos I had stashed, I don't know why, in places, probably just had them, tossed them somewhere, that kind of thing. So I'm coming across photos that I forgot I even had. So my goal is to start getting caught up and also scrapbook the present. So this is going under my desk. And when I'm all done with this whole process, I kind of will show you where everything was in my space after it's all organized. But this is kind of going tucked under my desk to get to when I'm done with another spot. So I'm going to put this in. Bear with me, it's heavy. So heavy. Just going down with it, going under my desk. Ugh. So yeah, that's getting tucked under my desk so that when I'm done with what I'm working on and need more photos, it's right there. It's not hard to find. I literally could kick it every time. Yeah, it's set to go. It's ready. On my desk, I have this. So this is like loose ones. This was all that was left in the groove book that was for this month of 2015. So I'm going to keep that out because I'm not going to tuck it away when everything else from that book is done, except for these 3 photos, and probably only like 1 or 2 of them will be scrapbooked. And then these are all current, like this year, kind of up to date. Here's some other loose ones from maybe last year or older that I also planned on scrapbooking or had a plan to, that I want to get done. So these are also that. So this is kind of my grab from here first. This is what you need to scrapbook. So this is current stuff or loose old stuff. This I need to go through this. Nope, doesn't belong. Yeah, and loose old stuff, that kind of thing. So this is that. Oh, and other random things. Wow, I'm just throwing all sorts of random things in here. Old photos, etc., which I also still have to go through. So good. Look at that. See, I'm even finding more photos. These are, okay, yep. So like in here I have some photos, like I scrapbooked some of them from this specific event. So that brings me into another thing. Sorry if I'm kind of jumping all over the place. So a couple ways you can do your photos, chronologically or by events. For example, I'm actually kind of doing both. So chronologically, I have them chronologically, like in that big purple case. I have them stacked all chronologically. In here, I have them kind of chronologically. They're all just at least this year. And then I have them grouped by like, this was like a bath time. This was a bath time. This was a specific event. So I have it both. Like I have it by each. And these are all ones I want to get done because the rest of them that went with these events are already done. So this is kind of my first to like, let's get those scrapbooked. Same with these. And so my plan is to not only get caught up, but also scrapbook the present and trying to like merge them, continuously get the current on track, but then merge it so that eventually my past will catch up. I know with how many photos you just saw, that's probably almost impossible, especially since I'm still not done with my wedding album, which I just celebrated my 9-year anniversary. So I essentially have 9 to 12 years of scrapbooking I need to do and get caught up on. That seems like a ton, but more and more, like I've noticed too, when I've taken photos and maybe they aren't as big of a deal anymore because time has passed, I'm not going to put them in a scrapbook album. I will probably either keep them loose or maybe I will buy some just cheaper photo albums, or I might not even do that. I have the digitals, a lot of these. I might just toss the photos. That sounds like terrifying right now when I'm saying it, but in reality, I don't need to store photos when I have them digitally that people can look at. And in the future, I know for a fact a lot of things will be just digital, and it's already turning to that. So this is on my desk handy to grab for, to do, to try and keep up on. When this is empty or gets like halfway done, that's when I will start more grabbing from that purple container, or when I'm done with like my other 2 big projects, which is my wedding album and my son's baby album, which I am doing like, I did my whole pregnancy. I got caught up to his birth when I was at a crop the other day. I literally just have like a title intro page to do and then like one other page about how we got pregnant with him because we did infertility. So I wanted to type up like a nice big journaling spot. And then I got caught up to the day of his birth. So then my plan for that also is I planned this a long time ago. I have these fun calendar pages that I'm going to have every month have like a section in this big binder album, and it's going to be his entire first year. And if I have to go into another binder album, I will, and I'll divide it at a good spot. But that's what I'm doing. So these are current photos and other loose ones that I want to get done before I dig into the others. So that I have. So I'm going to have photos in multiple places, and I know I'm not going to get all of it organized right now. It's just not going to happen, but I'm going to do my best. The other thing I'm using is I have this really cheap labeler that I'm using with this lovely box. So this lovely box, I don't remember how many photos. I feel like I think like when I bought it, it said it holds 500, maybe more. I don't know. But it's got these lovely little pockets that you can put photos in. You can either put a label on here, or I also have all these little dividers that I can put labels on. See, some of them are labeled. I have a couple photos in them. So that's also what I'm working. So all these other loose, older, so this is mostly older photos, and from when like my husband and I were dating, which I'm still going through some of those. And like this is from like when I was a child, so like a lot of photos that maybe my mom didn't put in an album that I kept, or remember like in high school you post photos all over on like posters when you graduate. So those are all like those. So these are all that kind of thing. I went to Australia when I was in high school for like a big kind of like a educational thing through school, or it wasn't really through school. It was through People to People Student Ambassadors, if you've ever heard of it. I don't even know if it still exists, but anyway. So I have I have never scrapbooked my Australia trip. Like I have a journal of every day, so I have really good journaling to do my pages on, but I have my photos. So I'm starting to try and organize that stuff, all the older folders. So this is like all photos that are before my husband and I got married and older. So some of them probably will never go in an album, let's be honest. Some of them probably won't. Some of them will. Some of them might just stay in here forever. That might just be how it is. Speaking of wedding photos. So that is what's going in here, and this is something I am slowly working on, just on random days when I don't have any other plans or I'm sitting watching TV. I am going through these photos and I'm labeling them, sorting them by year, and then possibly a big event if it was a huge one that year. That's what's happening here. And this is going to sit on a shelf, and I have a smaller box. They look like the shoebox ones. That a lot of pictures that my husband, he has like this military scrapbook album that his family, I think, started for him when he went to boot camp. That I'm putting the rest of his pictures and other random pieces of memorabilia that aren't photo shaped, that'll fit in here, that are kind of bigger. That's going to sit on top of this on a shelf. So that is going on my shelves in a good spot. I also then have, so I have the two big events that I'm trying to scrapbook. This skinnier container. Oh, I just shut the light off on you guys. I have the pictures sorted by parts of my album right now. See, I have all these little ones too, which eventually I can extra sort. When I'm done with these, I can sort other events. I just have so much random stuff, you guys. That goes there. So I have, this is all wedding album papers, everything I'm using. Yeah, chipboard, you name it. This is that. What is this? Oh yeah. So this project I am working on, and want to continue working on until it's done. So this needs to get worked on. So I'm going to start working on my wedding album. It'd be awesome if I could have this done by the end of the year, which I think is possible. I just have to get my butt in gear. So I'm working on this project. And then my son's baby album, which I have papers and stuff and photos in here. See, these are the cute little month pages I have. So
that I'm working on. So that is in my little container that I have on my desk. Not little container. That's in the big container I have on my desk of what I'm working on now, along with like parts of my hot mess kit. So I'm still trying to get that stuff done. I'm almost done with it. I only have 1, 2, like 6 like mini kits left, which is pretty good. And then plus I'm working on this. So that's always like my grab first type thing, and then everything else, yeah, and my scraps, all that good jazz. All right, so that is what I'm doing with my photos. So I'm kind of doing like a mishmash of everything. I have a little bit of chronological, and I have a little bit of events. And I feel like that's the best way for me. Now, obviously, anybody else can do it however they want. But those are 2 really good ways to sort your pictures. And so I have the things on my desk that I'm currently working on. And I have other photos close by so that when I am done or feel like I can introduce new photos in my to-do pile, that they're easily accessible. And they're organized in a fashion that will help me hopefully stay on track. So that is my plan. I'm going to keep working on organizing my photos. So now you know what I'm working on too for November and December. Essentially, I'm not going to do another layout or like a plan video, but I could do a layout share of what I have made so far this year. So let me go this month. Let me go grab all the layouts I have made in October, and I'll show them to you in a second. Hold on. Okay, so at the crop that I went to at the end of October, this is what I got done for my son's baby album and pregnancy album, which was super exciting. I did some challenges. Paper Issues was doing like a crop too, so I did some challenges through that. I don't remember which one was which. I didn't post them anywhere besides like where they went for the challenges, so but I did a couple of where you do it back to back on the same paper because it's going in this album, and I thought it would work out well and save me paper, and yeah. So I did this page, just this was the Scrap Room, one of their sketches they had. Can't remember at the moment, but I did this. This was like a week or so before my son was born. We did not know we were having him. And then this was the page map sketch that I did of it snowing right away in November, and we thought I was going to go into labor because of the snow. And I used my creative cuts, which I have that too. I have my got all caught up. We have my September creative cuts club thing yet, so I just need my October, and then November will be coming. So she said she was getting caught up, so that's awesome. Way to go, Christina. Woohoo! So I did this one using my creative cuts. Is this one September? I can't remember. I feel like this cut file was in September. And then a page map sketch. Then I have just a couple that I just were random. I kind of had them all planned out already from when I had started doing my book when I was pregnant. And so this one just of coworker and I, we were due around the same time, and just some things that I made. And the back was just a baby shower, very simple, like nothing. Some of these aren't very elaborate. This was for Oktoberfest through Scrapping Inspiration by Julie, a challenge she had. I did that, being ready at the ER, ready to get admitted. My husband being a new dad. I don't think I did the back of that one. Nope. Our first Christmas and what our announcement was. That's when we announced that we had them, was our Christmas card. And that's when we started doing a Christmas card ourselves. Otherwise, we were always just included in my mom's and my dad's. And so this was the first time we did our own Christmas card. So I have to glue that down because that is not sticking. Old stickers. And then this, so at the crop, they taught us how to do, they did like a make and take, and they taught us how to do this really pretty quilting background. And if you guys want, if anybody wants to see how you do this, if you comment that you want, I will do a video, because I have another background I made for my son, another baby album background I made, and it looks like baby quilt because I use baby paper. So if you guys want to see, and this is just my son's 5-month picture, and this picture just went with, so at the make and take, they said they let us pick through a pattern paper, and they said grab a cardstock that would match. So I just picked out one that spoke to me. I thought it was pretty, and then I grabbed one that matched, and then I found this picture later, so that's why a random like 5-month photo got done. So yeah, so there's that. So that is all what I got done at my crop, which isn't very many, but I did a lot of other projects at my crop as well. And then these are a bunch of other layouts I did, and they were pretty much all for the Oktoberfest challenges that Julie has put on for Scrapping Inspiration. So here I did this one. This one I did for a nice 2-pager. This one I just posted. This was my off the board with pineapple papers layout. And then also I did it for the paper issues crop they were having, the digital crop, because it qualified because I used more than 5 pattern papers. So I did that one. This one I did for the Scrapping Inspiration Oktoberfest. Just a random day. Oh, a card I finished finally. This one I did for Oktoberfest, my beautiful niece. This one I think, yep, this one I did for Oktoberfest. Very kind of clean looking. I love it. It turned out really cute. This one I did for Oktoberfest. This one was fun because it made me break into my Pink Fresh Studio warehouse box I have. And then also some pink paisley that Christina had sent me. I did one of her random like boxes of like cleaning up. It was like a surprise box you could order from her website from Redefined Creative as well. So that was really fun to break into some new stuff that I hadn't got to play with yet since I've been using up all this old stuff. So I did that. This was also an Oktoberfest one. This one was really fun to do. And I think turned out really pretty. Also an Oktoberfest one, and for a paper issues challenge. Booze, it was either Halloween or if you had booze, and it's us drinking some wine. So this one was super fun to make. It took quite a while. Not too bad because I didn't do hand stitching, but to glue and like pick out all the sequins. I love all the sequins I did, and then I did Nuvo for those 2 colors, and then I did sequins from Spiegel Mom Scraps, a bunch of different mixes. I can't even remember, but I love the way this turned out. This is probably the most recent photo I've done. I've scrapbooked, and it's my son in his kindergarten class from this year. So yeah, because he's in kindergarten this year. So this was super, super fun to be able to scrapbook. And then this prompted me to realize, like, I think I'm going to make him a school album. So an album with all school related things. So this is all about a fun run they did at school. So this will go in there. So I think I'm going to do that because he just started really school on the last couple years with his preschool, 3-year-old preschool, 4-year-old preschool. So and I feel like that'd be an easy book to keep up because it's not like every event is in a school event. So that's a plan I have. This other beautiful one of my niece and her cute costume in a parade she was in, and using got to use a lot of my sticker books in these last couple pages. And then this one is also our pumpkin hunt from last year. This one also, and this is a Creative Cuts cut file that I got to use. So yeah, and this is the October Epic Pumpkin Hunt. And I turned a Z into an N, and that's just gonna have to work. But yeah, so I had a lot of fun, especially the Oktoberfest was a lot of fun, different pages. So now I just have to put all this stuff together in their albums that they need to go into. And I will also, yeah, this was this year as well. I did a couple of things from this year. and also still work on my photo organization, and then stay tuned since I've been working on that, I feel like forever. But the photo organization is going to kind of happen throughout. It's going to keep happening, especially as you gain more photos and as you're finding better ways of organizing the photos than what you thought you would like. So photos are definitely going to be a continuing evolving thing, but if you stick to how you're going to do it and just keep on top of it, you should be okay. So thanks for tuning in, and for this week's, I will have a process video of doing some of my wedding photos. I think I'm going to do this one. I have a couple more Oktoberfest layouts to do. I just have 3 left. One's in process, 2 I have to start from scratch from, so I think I'm going to do these 3 photos, and 1 I have to start from scratch from yet. So I will have that process video for you in a few days. Other than that, this is where we're at. We're at week 6, just 21 more to go. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned, leave me comments. But yeah, especially if you want to see how to make this type of layout with the paper folding, to make it look like a quilt, let me know. I will definitely do a process video on that and on a tutorial. I would love to. It was really easy. It's actually easier than it looks. Once again, thanks for watching, and I hope you have a fantastic November.